this seem like I'm always fiddling with pillows when I'm in here on this couch? It feels like I always fiddle with pillows when I'm in here sitting on this one particular couch. And I think I always fiddle with pillows because, morning, Ron, because this couch is brand new. Well, it's not brand new anymore, I guess. I can't say that because I've owned it for like, what, I guess 4 or 5 months now. But I don't know. It has this spot. Like if you sit just right, the couch just kind of dips down. So I feel like I'm about 2 feet tall when I'm sitting, and it just doesn't feel right to me. So I'm always trying to get into like the right position on the couch. It's always a positioning thing, right? That's what it is. And I was sitting here and I was perfectly fine until I hit the live button, and all of a sudden the couch started to bug me. So maybe it's a nervous twitch thingy mabob that I have going on, because it seems to happen, but it only happens when I sit on this couch. If I'm out back, if I'm on my back patio, or if I'm sitting in bed, or if I sit anywhere else in the house and do a live, I'm completely cool. Like there's absolutely nothing wrong with anything except for this couch. So maybe, I don't know. Anyways, it's neither here nor there. There's a little just like more morning craziness. And is that morning craziness? Oh my goodness. Good morning, Chris, John, Steve, morning. Good morning, Ron. Morning, Bob, Addison, Fritz. Oh, so yeah, so I was laying in bed, and of course I was laying in bed. It's Saturday morning. I was laying in bed. It was just stretching and really just taking everything in, and just doing my morning gratitudes, and just really just feeling good. And I was snuggled up. I have feather pillows. I love feather pillows, so I have these feather pillows, and I was just snuggled up, and I had both my pillows all snuggled up around me, and I was just like, I love my feather pillows. I love my bed. I love, and I was just like going through all these things that I love, that I am grateful for. And I love my house, and minus the fact that I need to vacuum, because I didn't have my kids vacuum yesterday, and there's like little crumbs everywhere. Not crumbs, it's twigs because of the outdoors and the weather just going up and down here in Texas. But yeah, and I was just laying there, and I was being so in love with the fact that I was laying in bed. And all right, ladies and gentlemen out there, single people, I was laying there just ecstatic that I was laying there all by myself. And it's kind of funny because that doesn't happen to me very often, and not for the reasons that everybody might think. It's not that I have a ton of lovers coming through my bed. It's that I have little kids, and my little kids are, will get up in the middle of the night and I'll have a bad dream, or I'll wake up and uninvited 4 or 6-year-old will just be in bed next to me, so I'll think, oh yeah, I've got the bed to myself, I'm going to just starfish. And then I wake up in the morning and I've got Gabe, my 6-year-old, just snuggled up next to me, and I'm just like, oh wow, where'd you come from? But that's just motherhood, right? That's motherhood. But one of the things that I was thinking about this morning, because I got the last couple days, and I'm actually going to write an article on it, because I feel something around this particular topic, and I was going to title this conscious coffee, what I think I'm going to title the article, which is basically it's retarded and it's not going to get you what you want anyway. So there you go. I think I have an article coming out later, probably in the next hour or so, that's called just that. It's retarded and it's not going to get you what you want anyway. Because here's the thing, as a single woman, and I don't make my relationship status known publicly on Facebook, because I just don't do Facebook status stuff. I mean, I guess if I got married, everybody would probably be posted on my Facebook status. It'd say, oh yeah, Kendall's married or whatever. I don't even know if I would attach to my partner or not, just because I don't think that it really means dilly squat on anything, and that it's just all this, like I really don't care what anybody thinks, who I'm sleeping with, who I'm dating, who I'm choosing to spend my time with. But at the same time, I do share everything, right? But I think by this point, the majority of my followers and friends know that I've been single for, like, seriously single. I mean, yes, dating and having very good relationship in my life, but still not in that context of I'm married, I'm engaged, which is the questions that I've been getting asked. Are you married? Are you engaged? So anything else is qualified as single, right? For the most part. I mean, everybody can classify single as whatever they want. I'm going to just classify that single for right this very second and keep it that simple. And this is not a talk on what's single and what's not. Okay, I'm not talking about exclusivity or monogamy or polyamory or swinging or anything of the sort. That's not what I'm talking about at all. There's just this charge around this because this morning after I got done doing my gratitudes, I'm just like, oh, I love my bed, and because I was just really enjoying the fact that I could just starfish in my bed and sleep as long as I wanted, and I just woke up and I did a 10-minute meditation. I just moved at my own pace, and there was nobody there that I had to report to, that I had to like roll over and touch, that I just, and here's the thing. I know that a lot of single people are like, yeah, but Kendal, I would love to be able to just roll over and snuggle up next to somebody and have that connection. And yeah, that's absolutely amazing to roll over and have somebody there and to snuggle up and to be held and to hold and to have morning sex and and to kiss with morning breath and to have somebody bring you your coffee in bed and to make breakfast in the morning and to have the morning discussions and everything. That's all absolutely beautiful, wonderful, amazing, incredible stuff of couplehood, okay? Whatever format that might show up for. But I can tell you that from somebody who has had very little single life in her life, that meaning that I have not really been single, and I'm still not single to that degree of just, whatever. I completely and totally appreciate, and perhaps this is why I don't know what true single life is like. And as I'm saying this, as any of you know, it's kind of just like, what's going to come out of my mouth? Well, as I'm processing and going through and sharing with you just my viewpoints and how, because I know that, I've got workshops running for men, I've got workshops running for women. A lot of the things that I get approached with is, hey, I'm not happy in my relationship. I want to call in my lover. I want to call in my soulmate. I want to have this dynamic relationship. And there is this whole belief system. I get told frequently, I've been told by lots of different people, well, you always have lots of men in your life. I do. I always have a ton of masculine energy in my life in one fashion or form. Okay. And that just means that I have a lot of male friends. I have guys in my life that I absolutely adore, that I know that love me. It's not that there is sex happening on any of those. That's not what all relationship is about. Matter of fact, that's not even what really good intimate relationship is about. We tend to look at even intimate relationship and we go, oh, well, intimacy means sex. No, intimacy does not mean sex. Intimacy means vulnerability, means to be actually present and showing up in a relationship, and to be there where you are truly there and willing to share your real self, to really share yourself. That is having an intimate moment with anybody. We have intimacy with our children. We have intimacy with our friends, with our siblings, with our parents. We have intimacy with our lover. Of course, we should be having intimacy with God. And the biggest thing is that we really need to be having intimacy with self, right? So here's the breakdown, and here's what I was just thinking as I was laying in bed. I was thinking about the fact that, number one, I'm just absolutely ecstatic the fact that I'm waking up all by myself. And what does that mean? That means that I'm really comfortable in being alone. I'm comfortable in being with myself. I don't necessarily need somebody to be there to make me feel completed, to make me feel safe, to make me feel happy, to make me feel loved, to make me feel needed, to make me feel any particular thing. Nobody laying next to me or one person laying next to me or 10 people laying next to me would not change the way I'm feeling inside as far as my life goes, as far as who I am. So that right there, guess what that does? When you have that kind of just like, I'm just complete and happy right here, well, that makes it where you're just complete and happy right there. You're satisfied. It doesn't mean that I don't want to call in this perfect person into my life. It doesn't mean that I don't want to date and enjoy men, in my case, right? I don't want to date and enjoy a man or men or go out and experience different things. It just means that I'm really happy and satisfied right where I'm at in that moment. And here's the big thing to that is that in order for us to have anything that we're wanting, including that relationship that we want, guess what? We have to first be happy and satisfied with exactly what we have. The more complete you are in the moment in who you are, the more happy you are in the moment with who you are, then you're more attractive to all the people that you're trying to attract, to the person that you're trying to attract. You become more attractive when you're complete right here, when you don't need them, when you really don't need them to make you anything, okay? Because that is confidence. That is just comfort and confidence. And there's not this like, I'm, like I'm really struggling here. And oh my gosh, I'd be so much happier if, I'd be so much more, settled in my life if, I'd be feeling more complete if, I'd be feeling fuller if, everything would be right if. Well, a partner can make us feel really, really good and is fantastic to have next to us in multiple ways in our life. And I can tell you that I was married for over 20 years, and even in those bad and a lot of those times, I think that the part of the reason why I did not separate from my husband sooner was because I was not complete in myself. I believe that I could not do everything that I do today without a partner next to me, without a mate next to me, that I couldn't be happy, that I wasn't strong enough, that I wasn't able to balance everything out, that there was too much coming at me and I just was not enough to support the life that I had created, that we had created. I felt like there was some reason why I needed him there by me. And then, I would look back at the relationship that I had before my marriage, and that relationship, I actually believe that I could not, there was just, my self-esteem was wrapped up around my relationship. And when that relationship crashed, then I went, wow, all of a sudden I crashed and I just didn't feel like myself. I felt this big, about that big. And I made some hasty decisions and I acted really, really quickly and jumped into my marriage. I went from one relationship and I jumped right into another relationship. So I went from happy, got my heart broke, jumped into another relationship, which I was not thinking clearly. I was trying to get certain goals met, but what I didn't realize is how trapped I was going to make myself and how much I really was not in love with that particular life, that I would have probably been way the heck better off had I gotten good with myself, really paused, healed myself, gotten good with myself, gotten strong in myself, and then opened up to calling in the right relationship and really exploring different relationships and figuring out what the heck I wanted and what I needed, like what other characteristics in another person matched me well. Because at the end of the day, we need to match whomever we're choosing to walk with in this life pretty damn good. That doesn't mean that we need to, be 100% compatible on everything. We need a little bit there, but we got to match them, especially energetically right. And until you're stable in your own energy, you definitely shouldn't be trying to call in somebody else. I mean, unless you like calling in unstable energy into your life. It can be fun. It can be exciting. There's learning lessons in it. There's definitely things to experience and explore, and having partners that are not stable in their energy, that I know for sure. But if you really want to have like that long-term, committed, deep love, intimate relationship and phenomenal sex as well, because we all know that we want phenomenal sex, right? then what you want to be doing is you really want to call in somebody that is stable. But guess what? An unstable person is not going to get an overly stable person in their life unless they get a way overly stable person, because opposites do attract. Okay, opposites do attract. But what happens when opposites attract at that level? When you have somebody that is completely, really hardcore stable, almost rigid stable, to somebody that is like, woo, all over the place, causes a lot of issues there, right? It does. It causes a lot of issues. I see that somebody, if we're not happy here, then we won't be happy there. I know I'm guilty of falling into this pattern now and again. Yeah. Hey, morning, Mike. Good morning, Randall. Tiffany. Adam. And what really got me started on this, I guess I should say, and I say that there's a lot of guys on here. So, gentlemen, this is kind of, hey, morning, Woody, Byron. I just want to kind of throw out to you, gentlemen, especially because it's been a couple men that got this going for me in the last couple days, and why this is a kind of a energy around this particular topic. I said this morning, there I was laying there doing my gratitudes and being happy for just waking up and being able to stretch and everything, and happy in my life. But as I did that, my phone went ding, right? And it was a Facebook notification. So after I got done with my gratitudes, I opened up my phone because I was like, let's just see I'm running a promotion. So I was like, I wonder how my promotion's doing. Like, I'm feeling really, really good. So I want to know how my promotion's doing, right? So I went and I looked at that, and there was this message from this man. And it was the exact same message as I received yesterday here on Facebook. And I get this frequently on LinkedIn and on Instagram and on Facebook, and even people randomly emailing me. And it's just this, and I'm sorry, it comes from men, and I'm not bashing on men here, because it's just a curiosity I think that guys will have when they see a woman that they have some sort of attraction to. And the question is, are you married? Hold on, puppy coming through. The question really is are you married? And that's it. It's like somebody will just randomly message me, are you married? Because I don't have a status up, right? And it makes me kind of want to put a status up, but what am I going to put up? I'm going to put up what? It doesn't, whatever I put up is going to do whatever it's going to do. And here's the reality on that one, is that I used to have a married status on Facebook. And guess what that married status did? Absolutely nothing. I know that you're married, but are you happy? That was the question that I got when I actually legitimately had a married status on Facebook, was, I know you're married, but are you happy? So, the question, when somebody just poses this to a woman, guys, when you just message a random woman, or a woman that you're following, or a woman that you've been chatting with every now and then, and you just message her and you say, hey, are you married? Number one, guess what? And this is what I'm always trying to teach men. And here's the thing about, if you want to become a more conscious man, and ladies, I know that this is what you're looking for, is a conscious man, is that in order to get to us, in order to penetrate us, if you're wanting to penetrate us in any fashion or form, and most guys are like, hey, I really would like to date her. I want to get to know her. I'd like to, of course, have sex with her. I like to do that. We can't just come out and say, hey, I want to have sex with you. I mean, you can try that. And if that works, you're probably working with you're probably approaching a really desperate woman who I'm just going to call low vibration. Okay. A low vibrational woman, where she's just willing to take on almost anything. And I would not suggest doing that if you're really looking for that ideal mate, okay, or a really good relationship on either side. But when a guy approaches a woman and he says, hey, are you married? It basically comes out with, I know I've been following you. I know that, that I've listened to this and I've made a comment here or there. But the reason why I'm following you is because I'm trying to figure out how to get a door open. And I want to know if you're married because I'm going to ask you out on a date. Or I'm going to ask you if you'd be interested in messaging back pictures, or sexting, or talking on the phone, or, or let's become Facebook. I love this one. But I want to be your Facebook friend. I want to talk to you. That's why we can become intimate if we chat here on Facebook. What? Like, I'm not ever going to get involved with somebody on Facebook that I've just had some little chats with, and I'm not going to just walk in the door and be like, oh wow, we've been talking on Facebook for the last week, so now let's go get it on, baby. Like, that's just not going to happen. That's never, ever, ever going to happen. And are you married is definitely not an appropriate response to a Facebook Live, an article, an inquiry about coaching, an inquiry about much of anything. It's just not. It's not going to get you anywhere. All it does is make you look like all you're wanting to do is try to figure out how to get in bed with the woman. That's it. That's all it is. And if you really truly want to get in bed with a high quality woman, the high vibrational woman, somebody that you're like, wow, she's got all this stuff going on. Like, I really, really like what she has to offer. Like, she's got all these freaking amazing characteristics. Like, that's the woman that I want to attract into my life. I want to have a relationship with that woman. If you want to have a relationship with a woman like that has these characteristics, well, guess what? You don't do it by saying, hey, I want to have sex with you. Hey, you're hot. Hey, you're beautiful. Hey, are you married? Are you single? This is not how you do that. No, you actually start to stimulate her mind, and you learn about her emotionally, and you have some freaking intelligent conversation going, okay? And you emotionally penetrate her. So you need to get into here and into here. Otherwise, you're not going anywhere else. Won't happen. It's not going to happen unless she is high vibrational. I mean, low vibrational on that. If she is a high vibrational woman, then that's just not gonna, it's not gonna appeal to her. She's gonna be like, really? Like, no, like, no. I mean, it's not gonna happen. Not even if we're drunk, probably. I mean, well, maybe if we're drunk, but then we're gonna be like, ugh, and need to take a shower afterwards. Like, really, really, really bad. So, yeah, and I did just say that. I did just admit that. But you know what? Here's the thing. High vibrational people really don't drink that much either. We keep things where we keep that vibration down. I hear different voices. Hold on just a second. Okay, so if you hear my daughter yell something about farting, she is actually just sitting in the other room listening into this whole conversation on her friend, and they are talking about screaming through the house, Mom, did you fart? So, FYI, I have not farted. So, the smell in the house is probably them and not me. There you go, ladies. They're laughing. They're laughing. They're laughing. I was like, I heard this like little rustle. I thought that they had gone and taken the dog out, but I didn't pay attention. Yeah. So anyway, back to, they can listen to this too. Because what? Teenagers. Yeah. So this is actually, I can use that. Here we go. I can use this whole thing. So here's I think back to when I was a teenager. And even then, actually, I was really hard to get, I guess you could say. But looking back at a lot of youthful exploration in this department is that you are more explorative in your younger years. So it's a lot easier you're just more inclined to just jump and explore and try and everything. But you're also not looking at from like that 40-year-old perspective where at 40, we tend to want to connect and have longer term relationships. We're looking at things that we really want to be in a longer relationship. So we want a quality person that we can potentially spend the rest of our life with. So we're really looking at that differently than when we are in our teen years or even in our early 20s and mid 20s. We're looking at more just that experiential level of like we're just learning, we're adapting. And yeah, we tend to get caught up in those years and go, oh, I'm so in love. I found my soulmate, blah, blah, blah. And we make these, most of the time, silly, commitments. Because we're just children ourselves still, right? Like frontal lobe is not even developed until we're 25, but we're making these decisions for our lifetime based on that. And I always go, that's just, I can't believe some of the things that I did in my youth, and the long-term commitments. But you're a heck of a lot more likely. And here's another one for you while I'm thinking of that. And I was just like, maybe perhaps this is why gentlemen in their 40s and 50s approach women in their early 20s, is because the women in their early 20s are a heck of a lot more likely to just say okay to the sex on that friend side, because they're like, okay, well, I'm exploring. What am I going to get out of it? You're going to buy me that beautiful purse that I've been looking at? You know, like I hear all this talk about men being sugar daddies and, you know, and just really just trying to take, they're paying young women meaning under the age of probably like 27, 28, 30 years old, to show up in the bedroom for them, to provide these services without it being, they're turning the young women into prostitutes without actually having them be prostitutes, right? But they're paying for all these different things, and the women are spending time with them and providing sexual services for them. And the young women are what? They're like, oh yeah, I got this bloke over here who's buying me this and who's buying me that and taking me on this trip and taking me on that trip and doing all these different things. And guess what the girls are doing? The girls are like, look at what I am bringing into my life. Look at all this cool shit that I get to go live and do and experience, because this old fart over here, he thinks that I am this, and of course I am all of this because I just give him exactly what he wants. So it's just about the friction sex. So that's absolutely fine. I don't really give a rat's rear end about any of that. If that's what floats your boat, that's what floats your boat. Go for it. Go do that. But if you're actually wanting a committed, the yard guys, if you're actually wanting a committed relationship, something that is going to get you into a deeper relationship with somebody where you can really experience. I'm not going to say that all 20-somethings, because I know a couple 20-somethings that are beautiful mindset, high vibrational women that are very mature for their age. They do date older men, but not for those reasons. And you know, and that's those few, and they're few and far between. But the majority of those relationships are not that. It is just about the friction based, as Steve's saying, you know, like that caveman almost, and that it's not a conscious state of relating at all. It's just about the physical get off state. And hey, look at the beautiful chick that I got on my arm. You know, yeah, sure, I'm here and I'm whatever age and I look like this and I feel like that, but I've got a lot of money in the bank, or at least I've got a lot of debt in the bank that I can go and charge cards, right, to keep her on my arm for the time frame. Where if you approached a woman that's secure in herself, confident in herself, and just doesn't really need you, you don't have a chance in hell to get that kind of woman. But that's what you want. You want that, but you're gonna, you know, sidetrack yourself and carry through with the girl on your arm, all the while hoping that the girl turns into this. But are you willing to wait the 20 years that it's going to take for her to develop into that? And will she remain with you more that time frame anyway? Right, number one, the girl on your arm is not going to last very long, okay? It's just like many blingy things. One thing or the other is going to, you know, it's just not going to last. It's just not going to last. It really isn't. But, and the woman that you're wanting, that relationship that you're wanting, where you actually got to develop yourself as a being to be able to match it, attract it, and keep it. Which means that you don't just go, here I am, and I don't have to do anything else for it. Now I can go back to all my old ways. I don't have to work for it. I don't consistently have to develop myself, work on myself, and just, you know, get better in life. No, I can just be this. That's not going to work. The relationships that work the best, high vibrational relationships, are all about individual people being solid in themselves, loving themselves, being whole and complete in themselves, turned onto life by themselves, and coming together just makes it better, okay? It just makes it better. But each person is working on themselves. They're doing the internal work, they're doing the mindset work, they're doing the energetic work. They're keeping the energetic attraction there. That does not just mean the sexual attraction. Energetics is different than sex, okay? The energetic attraction needs to be there, which means that just like two magnets, they need to be pulling together. If one party chooses to not do that work and the other party keeps doing the work, well, then you're going to have a separation happen, okay? It's just going to happen. If one person is vibing too low and does not do that work, and the other person increases their vibration, the more this person increases up, no matter what this person does, if this person does not choose to grow, well then, over, done with. At some point, the relationship will come to an end. And gentlemen, and I am picking on you gentlemen because I'm pretty sure that women don't just go around, the majority of women are not just going around saying, hey, are you married? Hey, I'd like to have sex with you. Like, I'm pretty sure that guys would be ecstatic if us women approached you the way you approach us. Because if a woman just all of a sudden went around and looked at every hot guy that she sees on this like Facebook, let's just say, and says, hey, I wanna have sex with you. Hey, I wanna, I wanna blow you. Hey, I want, are you married? Are you single? Hey, can we talk a little bit and then get together, hook up tomorrow? All right, guys would love it. Guys would love it. I know that you guys would love that, but how much would you really truly respect her? How would you be wondering, like, how many guys did she send the same message to today? Does she really, is this all after a while you'd be like, well, that was fun for a second, but there's no depth in the relationship because what? It's just about the friction of it. Man, it's like all my doors, everybody's like coming in and stuff. And the yard guys. I don't even think they're at my house. No, they're not. They're at the neighbor's house. That sounds like an awesome experiment. That does sound like an awesome... Oh, don't test me. You're right. I should do that. Maybe I should just go around and approach all these, like, guys that I actually think are good looking and just that are a notch above, like the guys I'm like, man, if I could really have that man in my life. I mean, maybe I should go and send Aquaman a message and say, I just heard the girls like, Aquaman, yeah. Ladies, I think the Aquaman's hot. I heard you go, I didn't say Oh, I thought you said, No, I said, oh, they said, No, so let's say I go and I send Aquaman a message and say, hey, would you like to have sex? Like, you want to have sex? I sex you. I love that statement. Actually, it's I F you. I think I already cussed on this. Yeah, I get a lot of messages that say, I fuck you. I fuck you. I fuck you now. That okay, we be friends. We be friends on here. I fuck you now. And we have sex. And yeah, why do you not want to talk to me? Why do question mark? I have sex. I have sex with you. I have sex with you now. I'm like, are you kidding? And this is like every single day I get these messages. Well, guess what? And then it's are you married? Are you married? Are you married? Why are you not responding to me anymore? Are you married? Are you married? Are you married? I know that I'm not the only woman that gets this shit, okay? And guys, I'm trying to help you out here. Because I think that relationship is beautiful. For as happy as I am some mornings to wake up in my bed all by myself, I'm equally happy on the mornings that I wake up snuggled up in my lover's arms. I'm equally happy on the mornings that I wake up snuggled up with my children next to me. I am happy every single morning when I wake up just because I'm breathing and I'm waking up in my own house, in my comfortable bed, with my comfortable pillows, and my body feels good, and I have great opportunity in my life. I'm not happy because of what is laying next to me or what is not laying next to me. I'm happy in my life, okay? And guys, if you want to have that kind of relationship where your girl is happy no matter what, and you want to have a woman in your life that is turned on to life, you're not going to get her by approaching in any fashion or form by just basically walking up to her and saying, hey, I want to have sex with you. Hey, are you married? Hey, are you single? You want to get it on? Because that's not going to get you where you want to go, okay? Not in the long term. Now, if you're just looking for the hookup, go for it, but don't pick on the high vibrational women, guys, because the high vibrational women are going to tell you absolutely where to stuff it, or they're going to completely ignore you, okay? Because it's not worth our time to even communicate with somebody who's just trying to get in our pants, okay? It's just not going to work. So that's where the whole it's retarded. It's retarded. It's not going to get what you want. It just isn't. So, okay. Now I've got dogs wrestling next to me. Do you hear that? It's like, watch this, guys. Watch. Oh, maybe though. Look. Oh, go. Sam. Dogs wrestling. The big one, the boxer, she is 11 years old. She's my old girl. And the little one, she's a half a year old now. But not even, maybe 5 months. She's 5 months old. Okay. But it's neither here nor there. I just wanted you guys to see exactly what came in, like what the noise was, and all of a sudden, like, all that. So it's the dogs. It's the dogs. But yeah, and they're just like going crazy all of a sudden. Of course, just because I'm sitting here. So yeah. So the whole gist of it is that if you want to have that dynamic relationship, if you really want to have something that is potent and powerful and connected and love-based and growing and expanding, then do the work on yourself and get happy with where you're at. And if you are one of these people, and I'm going to classify it as people who believe that approaching the people that you would like to potentially have some sort of relationship with in the fashion that I've discussed here is a way of getting what you want, just stop. There's so much better tactics out there. Try having just a conversation. Try getting to know somebody. Try asking other questions. And don't ask the questions that you can find out really easily by just clicking on the person's picture, okay? Don't do that. Actually do a little bit of inquiry work. Like, pretend that you are a detective, okay? Pretend that you're a detective and you want to learn about this person. The majority of people in today's world, you do a quick Google on them and you can find out so much information about the majority of us, okay? We have so much content out there. We are a society that is very, very web friendly. You can find tons and tons of information about so many people. You can know what we've done for work. You can know where we've gone to school. You know how many kids we have approximately, and even what our children look like probably. You can figure out what state and country we live in. You can figure out what our basic philosophies are, what kind of music we like, because guess what? We have Spotify, we have YouTube, we have all these different things. We have channels where we're clicking like, and guess what? That all comes up on Google. So if you really truly in today's world want to get to know somebody and you want to explore them and have a good conversation, then figure out how to relate to that person, okay? Because if you come at it from your groin only, you're not really relating to that person. But if you want to get to know somebody, then do the inquiry work that is needed. Challenge yourself to become a detective and really explore your objection. Okay, so if you really want to explore somebody and you want to get to know that person, Google.com, and then ask inquiring questions. Ask questions that's going to make the person go, hey, you actually knew that? You knew that I was in that book? Hey, you listened to that? You read that? You saw that? You liked the same thing? You went to the same concert? You went to the same country? What did you think of that? Like, that would be a far better opening question. If a man texted me or messaged me here on Facebook and said, hey, I see that you really like to travel a lot. I went to this country too, and I got to, like, let's say, I went down to Krakow. Let's say that somebody messaged me and said, hey, I was down there too. I tried the iguana. Did you try the iguana? What did you think of that? What did you think it tastes like? That would actually be a conversation starter, because then I could be like, oh my gosh, I didn't actually get a chance to go and explore that. You know, it was raining when I was there, and that was all the way on the other side of the island, and blah, blah, blah. And we would have a conversation. And I would ask different questions, and we would probably end up sharing pictures, and we would talk about different things. And then we would be talking about traveling and other destinations and where we want to travel to and what our goals and our dreams are around that. You see how that is better door opener right there than, hey, are you married? Or, hey, can we have sex? Or can we be friends here on Facebook? Yeah. Not good door openers, okay? I think I'm speaking to the guys on it because, guys, you need help. You need help on approaching women, and you don't do a very good job at it. So there you go. There's some takeaways. There's just my Saturday morning conscious coffee rant, because not that these gentlemen who approached me in the last couple of days were rude by any means, because they were not. I want to also clarify that they were not. They just simply asked, are you married? But it did stir something in me as far as how much I get hit by so many different men approaching me day in and day out in multiple different ways. And I'm sure that there's some nice guys out there that have approached me. Their tactics stink. And for both ladies and men, if you want to call in that dynamic relationship, if you want to call in that soulmate relationship, if you want to have that connection and that deep love, then get right with where you're at right now. Because when you're right with where you're at right now, then your opportunities to call in and meet somebody that's right with where they're at right now and happy in their life and joyous and matching you at that level, it's going to go up, okay? And also, when you're happy with where you're at right now, guess what? You're not going to act from a place of desperation or a place of need. You're actually going to be able to really look at the things that are approaching you, the opportunities that are approaching you, and be able to make wise decisions versus just, oh, that looks good, I'm going to latch onto that, okay, and try to move forward from that. So really get right with where you're at. Be happy. Focus on your happiness. Focus on your joy. Focus on what is here in this moment, and love your life. Figure out what you want to call in that relationship. Like, what is that list? What are those more generalized characteristics of that ideal person? Get those written down and feel into those. And ask yourself, would that person that I want to call into my life, do I have the characteristics in this day and time right now to actually draw that person in? Or do I need to do the work on myself? What do I need to do on myself to match that person? Okay? Because guess what? We typically look up, right? We typically go, I want this. We don't go, oh, I want this. Oh, you know, I want a person that's homeless, that's broke, that is struggling, that's depressed, that's unhealthy, that has no vitality for life, that doesn't know their head from their butt, that doesn't know what they're doing. Do we ever say anything of the sort on that? All right, I got somebody at my door. Hold on. How did I know it was my house? Because he's the only person that knocks. Let me finish my life. Okay, and with that, I got people coming into my house here. So, friend just got here. So keep your matching potential right there. Know that if you want to draw in somebody into your life and what you want to match, that you need to actually match it. That's what the word means, okay? So this is all about magnetism. We magnetize where we're at. You want to know where you're at? Look at what you're magnetizing, because it will tell you exactly where you're at. You don't like what's coming at you? Well, then that means that you need to make the changes in here, because what you're getting is exactly what you are inside and what you are putting out vibrationally here. So even if you're thinking the thoughts, if you're not attracting back to you the things that you are thinking about, realize that you're probably focused on the wrong end of the stick. That means that you are sending out the vibration of the opposite of what you want instead of what you want. Change your focus. Change your focus. Okay, guys? Okay, I gotta go because my house just got crazy busy and I've got to take care of other peeps now. So I love you guys. I will be putting out some workshops here and I will announce those later. As always, stop existing, start living. You can follow me at www.kendalwilliams.com. If I said anything there in here that was helpful, hit the share button, okay guys? And yeah, I am going to write an article on this because my articles are a little bit more on point. I get to do, I just get to clarify it a little bit better. Where of course conscious coffee, I'm just all over the freaking place. But okay, love you guys. Catch you tomorrow with another conscious coffee. Bye.